Episode 5 kicks off with beautiful Daenerys standing by like an open window overseeing the new city that she's taken over. She's finally wearing a new dress. It's all pretty and white. She's looking all sexy and glorious and does an amazing speech about how she's going to rule and basically she's going to get back the cities that have gone crazy and gone back to how they were before she basically took over them. So yay, Daenerys has a new dress. It's about time. She's been in the same outfit for the last like 4 seasons. I know you guys don't, some people don't care about it. I personally did note that as the queen, why can't she have more than one dress in her wardrobe? Just saying. So Game of Thrones is filled with beautiful, beautiful scenery and like wonderful shots of like, you know, King's Landing and you know, back in the day when there was beautiful Winterfell. In this episode, there's a gorgeous shot of the Eyrie. This is when Littlefinger and Sansa are walking through and he's basically telling her the story about how, you know, the Eyrie has never been overthrown and how incredible it is. And basically, if you want to save your ass, you need to be at the Eyrie because they have the best defences. As I said, there's a beautiful shot of the Eyrie. We get to see Lysa again, which is Catelyn's crazy sister. I'm not sure she's always been mentally unstable, crazy, unnerving to watch, but damn, she really knows how to put a bit of fear of God in you. Lysa, how do you describe Lysa? Lysa, literally the only similarity between Lysa and Catelyn is the ginger hair. You know, Catelyn had honour, beauty, respect. All Lysa has is craziness, and that's really shown in this episode once again with her crazy son. You know, I swear to gosh, like the son, I feel like a little incest vibe between the mother and son. Don't you? Is it just me? Like they're just too close for my liking. Through the scenes between Lysa and Littlefinger, you find out that Littlefinger had a huge part to play in Lysa's husband's death, Jon. He somehow got her to poison her own husband and lie to Cat about it. It was clearly a power play of some kind, but to achieve what? I just don't know. Littlefinger is a mystery to me. He is on par with the crazy granny. He is evil, but beautiful to watch. I don't know what his game is. I don't know what he's up to, but clearly there's going to be some unraveling and some truth unfolding in these next couple of episodes about what this dude has been up to. Let me just say spud to Littlefinger because he's clearly been on his game. I don't really understand what Littlefinger's motivation is for organising Jon's death, but clearly it's had repercussions that not even he could see. I think he wanted to end up with Catelyn, but ended up with the crazy sister instead. It's a sort of like surrogate thing because obviously Catelyn's dead, so that is why he is going for Lysa. That's the closest thing he can have to Catelyn, his one true love. And it's weird. Lysa seems to know that Littlefinger doesn't really love her, but she's still cool with it. She's like deluded herself into thinking that, you know, she's not a replacement for Cat. Bitch is crazy. That's all I can think to really say about her. Like, what's wrong with her? I don't know. One of the best moments of this episode was Ghost finally being freed and killing that mofo that's been torturing him. Jon Snow and Ghost being reunited. It is so like, it's so sweet to watch. It was one of those moments where you're like, oh my gosh, like a bit of family being brought back together. And Jon's just like, oh, 7 hells, where have you been, Ghost? And Ghost and him have this beautiful shot where they're basically nose to nose, and you could tell that Ghost is thrilled to be back with his BFF, master, brother. I don't even know how to describe the relationships between the Stark children, well, what's left of the Stark children, and their wolves, dire wolves. So rewind to a very weird, crazy bit of the episode, Lysa and Sansa. Poor Sansa has, I don't believe I thought I'd say poor Sansa, but poor Sansa has lost her mum, lost her dad, thinks Arya is dead. Littlefinger is her only ally and she thinks that Aunt Lysa is gonna be her new BFF, but she is sadly mistaken. Lysa basically corners Sansa and is like, why does Littlefinger care about you so much? What have you guys been doing? How has he touched you? And you're thinking, damn, witch, calm yourself down. Once again, these scenes prove how Lysa has a couple of screws loose. When I say a couple of screws loose, I mean everything's gone. There's nothing in her head but air and craziness. Sansa needs to, learn how to deal with that. Good luck to her. So Sansa does like the best performance of her life and is basically like, Littlefinger hates me, nothing's going on, he thinks I'm a little immature, stupid girl. Sansa, keep lying, because at the end of the day, Sansa needs to understand how Lysa will never get that Littlefinger and her do not have some type of sexual naughty relationship. And to me, it's clear that Littlefinger has looked after Sansa because he has his own political gains, and also, that is another way that he's linked to Cat. I'm sure, being Littlefinger, that he has some selfish, cruel reasons for, rescuing her from King's Landing, but until then, I would like to think that Littlefinger has a little bit of a nice guy in him somewhere deep down in that cruel, calculating heart of his. So, another cool scene was when Bronn jumps into Hodor and gets Hodor to basically break this guy's neck. And also, surprise, the guy's neck that he broke was the Night's Watcher that we all thought was going to be BFFs with Jon. And I thought that this dude was going to be a good guy, but clearly I was wrong. Like, Game of Thrones constantly throwing out curveballs. So this Night's Watcher that we thought was going to be BFFs with Jon tries to kidnap Bran, and I just don't know why. What was his game? I don't know. Everybody in Game of Thrones has a secret agenda. Sad moments of the episode. Didn't think this was going to be a sad thing, but my heart did sort of feel a little bit bad for her. Cersei basically has a little monologue about how I wasn't able to save my son. What's the point of being a Lannister and being the Queen Regent and all of this lot and not being able to save the people that you love? And she really does raise a point that even with all that power and money, you're still, I want to say weak, that's the wrong word. You still have faults. You still are not capable of saving the people that you love. Oopsie daisies, life's a tough world in Game of Thrones. Everybody's dying. Nobody is safe. The top moments of this whole episode has to boil to the crazy Lysa. Her performance, I'm scared of you. I don't know what you're going to do next. You constantly are keeping me on my toes. Please, somebody try and tranquilise the biatch, because she's going to be trouble. I just know it. I just know it. Oh, I don't believe I forgot this. Gross moment of this episode was hearing Lysa's screams because she's being pleasured by Littlefinger. That was traumatizing to hear and to see poor Sansa having to listen to that. Poor woman. Ill, 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 ill. I never thought I'd feel bad for Littlefinger, but him having to, with Lysa, may the Lord be with you and the 7 gods or whatever the hell you Game of Thrones people say. Because she one of those people that you're going to piss her off and she's going to cut off your wiener. They say ride or die chick? She's like a ride or kill chick. If you don't ride her, you're going to kill her. I don't know how I did this, but I somehow forgot one of the most important parts of the episode. In the beginning of the episode, it opens with the coronation of the new king, Tommen. I think that this is a good thing. He's a good boy. I have to say boy because he's a child, but at the same time, I'm worried that being king is going to corrupt him and he's going to end up dead because, I'm sorry, look at the track record of all the kings of King Landing. They've all died an awful, tragic, horrific death. For now, King's Landing has a good, innocent king, but how long his innocence is going to stay intact, that is another question for all of us to keep considering throughout this episode. And also, can we note the eye contact between Margaery and Tommen during his coronation? Once again, Game of Thrones, please don't do any weird, naughty scenes between those two because I think I'll faint, collapse and knock my head on the floor. That is my Game of Thrones review. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Bye.